Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this episode of Mark's Garage. I just got out to Arizona yesterday here in Tucson. We're at Mark's Garage West. Sitting next to me is my 2017 BMW R 1200 RT. And so I haven't been out here for about 9 months. The bike has been sitting covered. It's on a battery tender. I use the battery tender Junior. So I thought what would be a fun episode here is to do a couple things. One, we're going to take the cover off. Two, we're going to find out, I just grabbed my key fob. We're going to find out even if the battery of this connects with the bike. We are going to do a tire pressure check. So I want to find out over 9 months how much the tire pressures have dropped. So when I left last March, I had those at full spec. So full spec is 36 in the front, 42 in the rear. So we're going to check that. And then lastly, assuming the key fob battery is good, we're going to go ahead and crank over the bike. We're going to see how it starts after sitting for 9 months. So that's what's coming next. All right, let's get this cover off. I kept the top case on instead of taking it off for storage, just easier. And the one thing I'm always try to be mindful of is the antenna up here in the right front so that I'm not pulling it off this way. I kind of go that way. So there we go. All right, we're at the front of the bike. Let's go ahead. By the way, I'm using here, this is the Jayco digital tire pressure gauge. Really like the product from Jayco. And let's see, we'll get that turned on. And let's give it a check. It's supposed to be at 36. Okay, quite a bit lower, 23.4. I don't know if you can see that or not, 23.4. So down roughly 13 pounds of pressure over 9 months. Let's check the back. All right, it is time to check the back, the rear wheel tire pressure. And we are supposed to be at 42 pounds. My guess is if the front was down 13 pounds, this will probably be somewhere in that neighborhood. Not positive, but let's see here what we can come up with. And we're at 30.8. So really not as much of a pressure drop. 30.8, almost 31 pounds. So roughly 5 pounds drop in the front. 5 pound drop on the rear. A 13-pound drop on the front. Very interesting. So we will get tire pressures back up to spec. We're not going to show you that. And we'll move on to starting the bike here next. All right, so first order of business here, I went and grabbed the key fob out of one of the drawers that I keep the key in. And so we're going to find out if the key fob battery is strong enough to power on the bike. So I'm going to hold that right here. We're going to tap the ignition switch right here. Let's see what happens. All right, things are powered up. Even the navigation window here is powered up. And obviously I have some flashing lights, ABS, bike needs to be rolling. And there's I think that's the service indicator light because it's over a year, that'll come on. So anyway, looks like we're good with the key fob battery. Love it. All right, here's a moment of truth to find out how the BMW that's been sitting for approximately 9 months, how it's going to start up. So we'll go ahead and Turn the ignition on, and this is about as real as it can get. We'll let that cycle. We'll go to the starter switch, and you're going to hear it, how many times it cranks over, when it starts. Hopefully this all goes good. Let's see, just double check we're in neutral. I got about a little better than a half a tank of fuel. Here we go. Wow, how about that? That's pretty impressive, because for it to fire off that quickly after sitting, you know, don't know if it's the climate. It's not a humid climate here. The fuel stays pretty fresh. I do add stable, a little bit of stable when I go. I'm letting it run here for just a little bit. I don't think it's good to let it immediately shut off. It's splashing some oil around for sure, and I'm happy about that. So I think we'll shut her down. So that was pretty neat that we were able to get that fired up so fast. So BMW and the Boxer motor, wow, good stuff. Well, there you have it, a real-world live test on the BMW that's been sitting for 9 months. And what did we find? Yes, I kind of figured that the tire pressures would be down a little bit more in the front. It was down 13 pounds and only about 5 pounds in the back. So we got that done. The key fob battery was fine after 9 months. But I think the most impressive thing is how fast this bike actually fired up for the first time after sitting. I will tell you that I did hear maybe just a little bit more mechanical metal noise at first half a second, but right after that, you know, back to how it normally sounds. So really happy with that. Hope you enjoyed this episode to give you some real-world live test of a bike that's been sitting a little while, and appreciate you coming along today. So that's it for now. As always, and until next time, take care.